How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to the Holtman YouTube channel. So yeah, it's been a hell of a year and a hell of a winter, but we are here at the Pinery finally in Grand Bend to check out a cabin. Now, I used to think that that was the Grand Bend, but it's actually this. It's where the Ausable River used to make a sharp 90-degree turn and turn right down across the coastline, but now it is just a ditch. So join us as we spend 2 nights at the Pinery Provincial Park in this cabin. It is late February, there is a lot of snow on the ground, but it is melting, and we have a really gorgeous day today. So we have some park and cabin information to talk about. We will also be touring the town of Grand Bend and looking into its history. We have some chana masala coming up, an Indian delicacy, as well as Choose Life Jamaican Patties. And we're gonna style them up our own way. It's a different way of doing Jamaican patties, so check it out. And there's gonna be much more, so stay tuned. And just keep in mind, everybody, things are really gonna get tough this winter and through the following couple of years with what's going on with the tariffs and everything. So let's try to stick together as Canadians and support the local economy as much as possible. So visiting local communities, getting to know and spend some time in Ontario is a great way to give back to the economy. So let's give this a go and see what the Pinery is saying this winter. Let's check it out. All the cabins have an accessibility ramp and a combination lockbox with the emergency key inside. The cabins are left open by the cleaning staff, and you can retrieve the door entry code from the park office. The front foyer is equipped with a chair on either side, as well as some baseboard heaters. Also provided is a handy table, a mop, and de-icer for your safety. There are 2 sets of light switches upon entry, one for the foyer and one for the main room. The main room is quite nice and cozy with a single queen bed and a bunk with a bottom queen and a top single. There is also a nice dining table and a fireplace. A small kitchenette is provided with shelves, coffee filters, drawers, a microwave, an emergency heater, a coffee machine, and a kettle. You also get a small fridge with a little freezer and plenty of room for craft beer. 2 awesome garbage cans are provided with replacement bags, remote controls for your fans in the summer. Sorry, no AC, you're roughing it. There is also a very confusing remote control for the fireplace. Fuse panel just in case, contact info, and a lovely fire extinguisher for when things really go south. Here is your wall mount fireplace control, and don't forget about the night table containing all your FAQs. They are really nice, comfortable cabins and great for the winter time. A shovel and barbecue is also provided. Alright, let's get this show on the road. The Pinery is open all year round and is a very quick drive for us to get there. It's located in Grand Bend, Ontario, along the shores of Lake Huron. Unfortunately, we still had to fight our way through KW traffic before it was smooth sailing, and I've seen the Final Destination series of films too many times to take any chances, so we are not going to tempt fate today. It's a very pleasant drive to the Pinery with almost no towns to travel through after leaving the Kitchener area. We were getting hungry, and due to the lack of restaurants along this stretch of highway, we decided to create our own at the St. Paul's Community Center. I pre-made this red lentil and curry soup that we brought. It really hit the spot with a salty pretzel. And now it is time to get going. But before we do, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We could really use the help. The Pinery is one of the largest parks in Ontario, featuring almost 1,300 sites of various camping styles, most of which are closed during the winter months, with the exception of the Riverside Campground, the most accessible and where all the cabins and yurts are located. The park was purchased from the Canada Company back in 1957 and saw another expansion in 1966 due to the popularity of the location. The purpose of the park was to protect the rare oak savanna and the beach dune ecology while offering visitors a chance to engage with one of the greatest freshwater strips of beach in the world. The park has a visitor center and 2 massive beaches for the campgrounds, plus another 9 for day use and a dog beach. Taking a canoe ride down the old Ausable Channel is also a cherished activity available at the park. There is also a vast network of hiking trails that double as ski and snowshoe trails in the winter, and if I'm not mistaken, I hear there's a pretty decent toboggan hill for the kids. The Riverside Campground features all the roofed accommodations along with a convenient comfort station. I would not recommend winter tent camping at this park because the sites seem too exposed. I think Pinery Provincial Park is a much better choice for tenting it. Cabin check-in is at 4 p.m. and here we are, the Pinery in winter. All right, guys, the sun is going down, and you know me, this is, well, it's not actually a Friday night. This is actually a Monday night, so, but you know me, the first night of camping, we want to do it real easy, and we're going to do it Jamaican patty style. And these guys are pretty good. We eat them all the time, and we actually buy them by the case. They're from Choose Life. You can actually break it open and put some sauteed onions, green peppers in there, and some cheese. So that's what we're going to do, and that's going to be our meal for tonight. So it's going to be pretty good. Stick around. It's a new twist on Jamaican patties, and I'm sure we'll enjoy it. And yeah, the nice thing about the cabin is they give you a really decent barbecue. So, you know, you can come up to these cabins pretty much empty-handed and get by. There's no running water. That's the only downfall, but other than that, it's pretty good. Now, we usually do these in the oven at home, but today we're gonna have to do it in the barbecue. And we're gonna try it on this pan, see how it works. So the onions and green pepper we're gonna do on the trusty old frying pan. Okay, so we have that going. We're gonna let it simmer down for a little bit. And right now we're gonna put our patty on the barbecue and see what this pan does for us. So I'm just gonna see if I can kind of cut around the top here. I thought it was thawed enough. Okay, change of plans. We're gonna have to throw this in the microwave for a few seconds. The first one, it was a little bit frozen still. So let's get that done, and this one should be a lot better. Okay, something like that. All right, it's looking a little rough, I know, but it's not the case. Once these are done, they'll be delicious. Trust me. Now, it doesn't melt like real cheese, but it's not terrible. But that's it, guys. Jamaican Patties Deluxe, Vegan Jamaican Patties Deluxe from Choose Life Foods. And if you haven't tried it, check it out. They're pretty good. It's a real quick, easy snack. And my wife loves them in the morning after work. This may be a little hot, so let's see what happens. I think I really could have used some hot sauce. But you know what? It tastes good without it. All right. Gonna get a fire going. And, gonna get a fire going later on and finish the night off with, what are we doing, popcorn? Yeah. Popcorn, campfire popcorn. Stay tuned. All right, guys, our fire is looking pretty good, and what we got here is a vintage 1980s popcorn maker for the fire. Just like the movie theater. We're going to start the day off with some smoothies, and it's going to be a new one this time. And it's by this lady, Dr. Brooke Goldner. She is a award-winning author and MD, and it's a recipe out of this book here, and it's called Blueberry Blast. And of course, we have power. We were in a cabin, so we brought the Vitamix. Let's see how these avocados are. Oh, shit. No. Avocados are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
And that, my friends, is why there was no picture.
That's right. That's why there is no picture on this. So yeah, this looks very unappetizing, but I'm sure it is delicious. So we're gonna give it a shot in 1 sec. All right, let's check this out. Nice. Looks like chocolate milk a little bit. Oh wow, that's not good at all.
Yeah, lemon then.
You really could use a little lemon, and I did actually bring some just in case, so
dump it back in.
We're gonna do that, yeah. Okay. A little bit better. Anyways, guys, that is it for now. We're gonna try to enjoy our smoothies, and we'll get back to you with a little tour of Grandbend. Grandbend is a unique town in southern Ontario. It is located on the shores of Lake Huron in Lambton County. It was originally the territory of the Attawandaron and Ojibwe First Nations and was later ceded to the Crown in the early 1800s. During the summer months, it's the place to go for your beach fun in the sun. But there is much more to this place than an endless sandy beach. The area was first known as Brewster's, or Brewster's Mill, among many other names before the Grandbend was finally established. And of course, this was based on the infamous 90-degree bend that the Ausable River took just before Lake Huron and made its way downstream and emptied out in Port Franks. The name seemed like a perfect fit because it was a very unusual bend the river took. A mill and dam were soon established at the bend and had become very unpopular in the town, causing frequent flooding and many other disruptions. Brewster Company, the owners of the mill, refused to destroy it due to the lack of a compensation they would get. But fed up with the situation, one evening the townspeople descended on the mill, tore it down, and burned it in a fury. The mill was never reconstructed after this incident. The legacy still lives on today and can be experienced with the pint at the Torched Brewing Company. In the early 1900s, the town saw a rise in popularity as people were attracted to the sand and surf. Eventually, the popularity needed to be reconciled with a massive provincial park known as the Pinery. Okay guys, so it is mid-afternoon and it is time to prepare some chana masala. That's going to be our main dish for the weekend. And it's a pretty decent Indian dish. It's made from chickpeas. It's like a chickpea gravy with tomatoes and a lot of spices, of course. And, you know, don't be intimidated by Indian food. It's pretty easy stuff to make as long as you're organized and you have a little practice at it. So we're going to get going with that pretty soon. And one great thing about the Pinery Provincial Park is the bird watching you can do here. And it's really fabulous, the amount of wildlife that comes at you. Hey, little chickadee. So I did have a little taste test and it is a little bit spicy, so I think we're going to tone it down with this peach chutney with mango by Rutham's Gourmet Preserve. And yeah, this would really work good with this. All right guys, we are all set with our chana masala, so let's get this going. All right guys, this looks really good, so let's give it a shot. Chana masala. Oh, that is so good. Can't beat it. So apparently my wife doesn't like it. It's too hot. And I tend to agree. I made this pretty hot.
Dragon diet.
Dragon diet. Oh.
It's so hot you can't eat it.
Anyways, we're going to give ourselves a couple of hours to regain our taste buds. And then we're going to get into some campfire bread. Can't wait for that. I've never made campfire bread before. And I'm guessing neither of you. So we'll see how this goes. All right, good morning, everyone. So it is departure day, and we're going to keep it simple this morning. Just some bagels on the barbecue, and we got this stuff. It is a cream cheese by Green Goddess Fromagerie in Guelph, Ontario. And unlike most plant-based cream cheeses, which tend to have the consistency of bathroom putty, this stuff is actually pretty good. And it's a little bit pricey, but it's really good. It's reminiscent of real cream cheese. So let's check this out. Bagels, cream cheese, simple stuff. And that's going to be it for our cabin trip anyways. We're going to fire these back, pack up. We got to be out of here by 10 o'clock. And yeah, that'll be it. And we'll see you soon for a real camping trip coming up this spring, which I hope is coming very soon because it has been a long winter. Take care and don't forget to subscribe.